Anytime.
Northwest Wisconsin has always been known for its prime hunting, but now the future of that looks bleak as the disease has found its way into the deer populations of our area. A good number of people in our area are avid hunters, and those that aren't have family and friends that do. Chronic wasting disease affects all of us, whether we are hunters or not. There are two main parts of chronic wasting disease that are important. What exactly is chronic wasting disease, and how it affects all of us. I'm just going to have a quick moment of warning. Some of these pictures are a little bit graphic, but there's nothing too gory. So chronic wasting disease, which is known as CWD for short, is described by nocwd.com as a transmissible neurological disease of deer and elk that produce small lesions in the brains of infected animals. This is a picture of some brain matter out of a deer that had CWD. As you see, the dark areas are the lesions that were produced as part of the disease. These lesions in the brain affect the coordination of the deer as well as its pathological stability. This means that animals that have CWD normally don't act like they normally would, such as stumbling, their coordination is off, and they would do things that they wouldn't normally do, such as walking up to a human or not walking away from a predator or a dog, just very out of habit behavior. This is another picture of a brain with lesions. This is a very far along case of CWD. As you can see right here, the lesions have spread into a rather large area of the brain. CWD is classified as a transmissible spongiform cellopathy, which is also called TSC. This is the same kind of disease as mad cow disease in cattle or scrapie in sheep. This means that CWD is very, very contagious, and once it's been introduced, it's really hard to contain. CWDinfo.org stated that while it may be very contagious to other deer, there's little to no chance of CW infecting humans, pets, or domestic livestock because we're all naturally immune to the disease. Diagnosing CWD on live animals has yet to be developed. The only way for them to know for sure if the animal had CWD is to analyze the brain for the lesions. Some of the symptoms of CWD are drinking excessive amounts of water and excessive weight loss, which, as you can see, leads to the animal looking extremely emaciated. The lesions in the brain cause the deer to stumble and act out of the ordinary. While this disease is a mystery to where it came from or what causes it, we know one thing for sure, that once an animal contracts CWD, it's 100% fatal. There's a couple other pictures here of some stages, some animals that are in earlier stages, more middle stages, but you get the consistent emaciated look of the animals, and they just look sickly. CWD affects all of us, whether you hunt or not. Where I live in Shell Lake is the heart of the most recent outbreak. As you can see in this picture, the red dot is where Shell Lake is in Washburn County, and the road signs up there, that's about a quarter mile away from my house. And that's where they actually located the first deer in our area that was a mature doe that had CWD. Coming from a family that's hunted from generation after generation in this area, I worry about the future of the deer population. The DNR has instated many new laws which gives hunters in our area extra tags to try and test as many animals as possible to try to wean down the number of CWD positive animals and try to contain it to one area instead of letting it spread more naturally. In their attempts to contain the disease, it's very possible that they will have to terminate almost all the deer in our area. And this is a big thing for a lot of hunters because a lot of us use venison to supplement having to buy meat at the grocery store or having to go out and buy, half a pig. But as more and more of these animals are having to be terminated, that affects our hunting season and the outcome of our season. That means that we have to travel a lot farther to be able to fill our tags. Shell Lake and the surrounding areas such as Washburn County are going to be the most affected right away. And for me personally, that really affects me because one, I live there, and two, we have a hunting cabin close to Shell Lake. It used to be just golden hunting grounds. We would fill all our tags every year. But now there's a big chance of that not happening anymore, and it's not going to be a place where we can go and be successful. It also isn't just about the deer population. Hunting season for a lot of families in northern Wisconsin is a time to get together, aunts, uncles, cousins, grandparents. You see everybody, and when you're not able to hunt or you're not able to be successful, there's less reason for the whole family to be together. So CWD is not just affecting the deer populations, but it's affecting generations of family ties and young hunters in the future. CWD is a highly contagious disease that occurs in deer and elk. It is caused by lesions in the brain and is always fatal. Disease is not only going to affect population of deer, but also the hunters and the people who rely on venison to supplement buying meat from the store. Once the disease is found in an area, there's little that can really be done to stop it. We can only try to contain it. We are only seeing the beginning of CWD. The future of tradition in deer populations is still uncertain. So I, like many others, will be taking advantage of having one last year of having deer, being able to fill all my tags.